Changes don't work because power and force aren't used in the right way. When the power and force of influence aren't kept in check or aren't used enough, like when leadership or influence is treated like dynamite and set off outside, or when steam is let out past a point where it can be useful, the power and force are wasted when they hit nothing but air. This power and energy causes chaos and damage, just like earthquakes, storms, and tsunamis. Such things happen because of the way weather and earthquakes work. They are not tools for progress or growth. The spiritual energy of God's people needs to be trained and managed so that it can be stored and used. This is similar to how the mechanical force of a steam engine is used to move a train's huge iron arms and wheels. Prayer, praise, watchfulness, and being rejoiceful are the most effective parts of our spiritual battle makeup and posture, because they are not made of flesh but are powerful in God for taking down strongholds. Spiritual power can only be managed by spiritual intelligence. The mind is like the little arrow on a compass. The cardinal direction pulls, and a captain steers the giant vessel made of wood and iron by always pointing it north. For the power and strength to be able to beat the problems caused by belief, disbelief, oppression, and hatred on all sides, they must have the intelligence and moral standard to support, evolve, and protect. Ethics, which is a force, should be used to make the world a better place. Compassion and peace might be seen as coming from integrity and love. When the people of God and all of these powers and forces come together, the Bible states that there will be a huge outpouring of the Spirit, and we see that Spirit coming today. There are people of the Most High God ruled by good justice and the careful, organized work of what God wants His people to do. Acting justly, having kindness, and going humbly are the basic moral rules that, when followed, can improve the well-being of society. These ideas can be a defense against abuse, racism, and other problems in the community. He has shown you, oh man, what is good. What does the Lord want you to do? To do what's right, show kindness, and walk humbly with your God. Peace will inevitably lead to unity. So that's the only conclusion that can be drawn from it. Ephesians directly links unity and peace. It emphasizes the importance of actively striving to maintain unity, which is achieved through the bond of peace. Ephesians 4:6 suggests that peace is the foundation or the glue that holds unity together. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 3 says, "Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace." It's very difficult sometimes, but changes don't work because power and force aren't used in the right way. This is why carnal uprisings, which hang over and cover the moral landscape of justice, wisdom, reason, and righteousness in our society, smell of death and destruction as they are planned in secret meetings in shadowy areas of the underbelly by misguided groups and influencers who are helping to keep a thought pattern of destruction and disaster. But let me give you the scoop. Every living thing fights, looks for, and claws for its own life in a world where hate is constantly fed and there is no longer any empathy. In a world where everything is fighting and looking for and clawing, it is not acceptable to fathom new ideas. So, what is your prepper posture as it relates to change? I can only speak for myself. I have bread, but I desire to eat from the table that God presents with His bread of life. I have fruit and preserves, but I desire to eat the fruit from the tree of life. We have to prepare. And with preparedness comes change. He that has an ear, let him hear.